Animations for World of the Nerd Couple are generated by Plotagon. Visit plotagon.com to check out the app.
Tom. Hi. So glad I could catch you after your presentation on the quarterly budget. Do you have a few minutes now that everyone has left the room?
Sure, Cindy. How's HR these days?
Oh, fine. Just fine. We had a bit of a turnover problem at one of our field sites, but our consultant in the area has already determined the root cause. Hold on. Let me get the door. Unfortunately, Tom, I have some bad news. I've received a couple of statements from some associates who overheard you allegedly saying a very inappropriate thing to Lauren yesterday. I'm just looking for your side of the story.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Any details on what was overheard? I'm a financier, not exactly a radio shock jock. If I offended somebody in the workplace, I owe them a serious apology.
The statements mention you were talking about your cat. Then you said a rather inappropriate C-word that wasn't cat. This doesn't look good, Tom. Not after the complaints I received from finance about your fuzzy bunny slipper incident yesterday.
A cat. Fuzzy bunny slippers. Oh no. I think I stumbled over my words when I mentioned my cat swatting my rock ports around my condo.
Condo. As in condominium. As in something you live in.
Yes, and nothing more.
This is the unfortunate side effect of needing to investigate these sorts of things. Stop by my office later, so we can have you write a statement to clear all this up.
I most certainly will. This is utterly embarrassing.
As part of the procedure, though, I am reminding you that offensive conduct in the workplace is taken seriously due to the potential risks of costs incurred due to associate turnover. Statistically, the average cost of turning a vacated position is roughly 6 to 9 months of that position's salary. This is why us HR types are so adamant to give every associate a chance to do well here. It's always in the company's best interest to do so. I just hope we don't have to get this formally bad slurred syllable again anytime soon.
No worries. I think after this I'll drink water at the office's next get-together so none of my syllables are slurred in the first place.
Let's get that statement taken care of by end of business today.
Lauren, if I said anything yesterday that offended you, I'm sorry.
If you said something that offended me, this is the first I've heard of it. Not so sure I can speak for anyone else, though. Are you serious? Little Miss Boilerplate came after you with statements and potential progressive discipline for a slurred syllable.
If you can believe it, I had no idea either. I was completely caught up in my disgust towards my cat. I had no idea I was even doing that.
Sometimes I think the folks who come up with this stuff should just hang a big banner off the side of the corporate campus that says human beings need not apply. It's ridiculous. Think about it. How many personality tests did you have to take just to get this job in the first place? You'd think with how much these HR loonies pick your brain they'd know whether or not they were hiring someone who would do something like that.
Especially a money nut like me. All I want to do is make sure we're not spewing red ink. Other people's personal tastes are their own thing. Though sometimes I wonder if I could just get in her face one day and say, "Listen, lady, I'm here to help manage our money. If I wanted drama and graft like this, I'd be in HR."
I know. Right. I think the usual excuse is people getting in the door then engaging in bad behavior. But some of these policies are flat out insulting. Something to think about. HR types like Cindy absolutely insist on being the gatekeepers to people getting hired and fired. Yet when the wrong people end up on the payroll, they have the unique position of being able to policy and procedure away their own failures. Take me and Shelley for example. If we type some code that makes something go wrong, we land in hot water or have a long dreary weekend trying to get the system working again. If Cindy does something wrong, some new SOP will come out that brings down the hammer on responding to her own failures at recruiting and onboarding, and the rest of us pay the price.
Hey there, Lauren. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
Wow, you catch on pretty quick. Though being someone who works with money all day, I think that's a bit of crossover with us nerds. Okay, buddy. Since we have no shame even though we're supposed to just be having lunch. Har 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 har, look at me. I'm the HR lady. I'm the gatekeeper to the stability in your life. I control whether or not you get to have a paycheck. Grovel. Knave. Grovel. Now.
But please, HR lady. I've been through 7 interviews followed by weeks of radio silence, then finally some more communication in the form of a letter with my name misspelled. Can I please have the job now?
Only after about 15 more personality tests and you telling us every salary and supervisor you've ever had, even though your previous companies consider salary information confidential and made you sign an agreement saying you wouldn't blabber about it. By the way, Mr. Candidate Fish, I do believe you were missing the 3 references you need, even though we have a gag order on all of our associates not to give references. But don't blame me for this catch-22. It's legal's fault. Just like it's not my fault that our obsession with micromanaging everything cripples our onboarding process and drives away passionate, talented candidates. Remember, it's not our job to stress over the things we can't control, regardless of what management may be going around saying. Now if we actually want you back, we'll call you. Please don't call us.
But I really need this job. I'm 3 months behind on all my bills and my house has gone into foreclosure because the legalese from the job I got laid off from had a binding non-compete agreement, even though I was laid off, so I've been flipping burgers for the past year.
Flipping burgers? With your qualifications? Oh dear me. You seem to lack motivation in life. Why couldn't you pull yourself up by your bootstraps and just be a fast food manager? By the way, please explain all these other gaps in your employment history and actually fill in the salary range part of our vintage 1990s application so we can know how much we can lowball you for.
But I've seen people with terrible work ethics actually get to have jobs and paychecks while I keep having my life fall apart. Why does going to college and learning my skills have to constantly work against me so much?
I'm sorry, Mr. Tom. After further review, we don't think you're a good fit for this company. Screw the tons of interviews, personality tests, and radio silence. Back to square one for you. Don't forget, candidate peasant. We're HR. And you're not.
This got way too weird a long time ago. Or way too realistic.
Oh, it sure did. Be right back. I should probably wipe down my forehead or something. It's not every day I end up in the ladies' room due to sweat. Oh hi Tom. How was your lunch break?
I plead the 5th, Your Honor.
What on earth are you talking about, Tom?
I demand to see my lawyer, Your Honor, and will not say anything more until I do.
Are you sure you're not drunk?
Just kidding. I'll be by your office to take care of the statement in a bit.
If you had lunch with the folks over in legal, I think you might want to consider joining the brown bag folks for a bit.
Welcome home, dear. Another wacky day at the office, I'm guessing.
A doozy indeed, my love. Wait a minute. Is that a cardigan?
In fact, my dear, it is. Kind of dug it out of the closet after I got home from work because I randomly wanted to look like Mr. Rogers or something.
Or maybe you just can't wait to look like an old guy.
Better an old guy than a crazy girl who looks like she tore out a TV studio's green screen and made it into a blouse.
Touché, my man. Touché.
So what was so wacky about your day?
Oh, nothing much. Just the usual hustle and bustle. And a little brush with HR. How about we go see what's on TV? I'd like to put the office out of mind for a bit.
Ooh, it's a sports game. Something I might actually be able to watch.
Okay. You do your dude thing and get all into the game, and I'll do my girl thing and pretend to tag along. Actually, wait. I like this sport too. Actually, on second thought, we're nerds. Since when do we like sports?
Nerd up, nerd up, nerd up. Woo 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 woo.